Hi, I'm Suzanne Perot. I am the Small Business Program Manager at the MEDC, and I serve as the grant administrator for the Match on Main program. This is just a quick video to help you through the grant disbursement process. I have a couple of tips and tricks. Just want to show you everything that is required when you and your business are ready to submit for grant disbursement. So just to kind of set the stage, where are we at? You have been notified that you are a grantee. We have executed a grant agreement with you. The business has completed their project and the eligible funds have been expended. So now it's time to request the disbursement. You might be wondering, what do I need to get the disbursement going? I want to get this money out to my business as quickly as possible. They finished their project. One of the things that you can start with is referencing Exhibit B, the key milestones of our executed grant agreement. This really spells out the 4 things that must be submitted in order to request the disbursement. First of all, you'll need to sign Exhibit B1. The company also has a signature page that's part of the company acknowledgement. There is a compliance and reporting form that really summarizes the paid receipts of eligible expenses. And you need to submit 1 or more photos reflecting the completed project. Let's dive into these a little bit more. This is a look at what the key milestone number 1 grant disbursement request looks like. It is a 2-pager. You'll need to complete line, like the bottom of the page, number 8, where you're actually going to fill in the amount that you're requesting, and then make sure that you sign this form. It should be signed by the authorized signer. That is the same person that signed the grant agreement. The next page of the Exhibit B1, the grant disbursement request, is the company acknowledgement. So make sure you get with the company to have this page signed. And then the final section is the compliance and reporting form. The top section of this form is completed with the grantee information. So organizations that are administering the grant, your city, the DDA, if you're an EDO, you fill out the top section. You can date the grant disbursement compliance form with whatever date you'll be submitting these documents to the MEDC. And then make sure to include a point of contact. That doesn't have to be the authorized signer, but it will be the person managing the incentive. In some cases, that's the same person. The next section is the company information. This is filled out based on who's receiving these funds, the business that's receiving these funds. Just want to note, you can ask the business, call them, email them, stop by. There's a couple of questions on what they're reporting as their number of jobs retained, number of jobs created. And we also are asking that you provide a really brief description of the completed project. That might just be, outdoor seating area, outdoor seating area, maybe startup business, launched and mom supported new inventory. It can be very brief, but would appreciate if you can complete that as well. The next section of this form is the grant reimbursement information. This is where you provide a summary list of all receipts that you're submitting on behalf of the business. Please make sure that you include the date of the receipt, the vendor, generally what the receipt is for. Is it inventory? Is it electrical? Is it supplies? And the total cost. If you have a receipt from Home Depot that has, 40 items, 40 different items on there, you can definitely summarize that as supplies. You don't have to try to list out that they bought wood and nails and glue. You can really just provide a summary there, but we want to, the purpose of this is really to make sure that we are reimbursing eligible expenses. You can also note "see attached" and provide your own spreadsheet, but please make sure that you provide all required details in your own spreadsheet. And this information should align exactly with the receipts that are being submitted. There is an optional section on this form that asks questions about jobs. So totally up to you and the business if they want to provide this information. We're just trying to collect some additional information on creating good and better jobs in Michigan. And so this program, Match on Main, is really to support small business. It's not a job creation program, but if we can capture some of this information, it is really helpful to us. And then finally, make sure that you sign the compliance and reporting form. So to walk you through the process, once you have all of the documents in place, you will email them to me, providing my email address here. And just to be very transparent about what I do as I process all of these disbursement requests. First of all, I verify that all of the documents are included and completed properly. Is everything signed? Just kind of making sure everything's there. Then I really do a deep dive into the receipts. I make sure that I check eligibility. It's really important that we are only reimbursing eligible expenses. So I definitely scan all of the receipts and make sure that they're eligible for this program. I also ensure that there's alignment between the application and proposed scope of work and budget that was provided in the application and the receipts provided. For example, if you applied for Match on Main and you were planning on doing interior renovation, including new flooring and new lighting, and then you submitted receipts for an outdoor patio, there is not alignment there. So we would definitely be talking about that. That'd be a major concern. The next thing I do is verify that the grant reimbursement information that's provided in that compliance form, I match that against the receipts. So making sure that is aligned. And then finally, I check the total, making sure that you've reflected the grant amount plus a minimum 10% match. When I am done with that process, I will send you an email to confirm that the disbursement request has been received and is moving through the financial approval process. Once that occurs, usually within a few days to a week, the disbursement will go through the financial approvals and be dispersed through the Sigma system. Keep in mind the funding is coming to the grantee, which is the local organizations and the applicant, and then it is up to you to subgrant or redisperse to the small business. Just walking you through an example, we had one grantee that has already gone ahead and completed their project and submitted for grant reimbursement. That is Marshall Area Economic Development Alliance on behalf of Frank's Center for the Arts, one of our fiscal year 21 Match on Main grantees. They had a pretty simple reimbursement and did a great job putting this together. So as you can see, they completed exhibit B1. They made sure they filled in the amount that they're requesting. Their authorized signers, sign this document. Their company signed the company acknowledgement. They completed the compliance and reporting form, including filling in the information on what the receipts are. They submitted the receipt. In this case, again, very simple project, one vendor, one contractor that performed all of the work. So everything was nice in just one statement. I know that is not always the case. And then they submitted photos of their completed project. So this has already been processed and funds have been dispersed for this grant. Just wanted to leave you with a couple of best practices. First of all, make sure that when you're ready to submit that you are including all of the required documents that I've outlined today. The receipts should be scanned and saved as a PDF, and it is preferred that they're all within one document. And we have all different types of projects happening with the Match on Main program from, you might have a project like Marshall where you have just one contractor, or you might be someone that's supporting a new business that has been purchasing inventory. And in some cases, we've seen, lots of receipts, 50 different receipts, 75 different receipts. That does happen. And it's just really important that that's summarized. That's summarized in the compliance document or in a spreadsheet, but all of the receipts will have to be submitted and they are verified against that document. Finally, I really recommend that you complete the forms on behalf of the business. So I don't recommend just kind of turning the compliance form over to the business and having them fill out the receipts. I know that you have a lot more experience probably working with grants and working with the MEDC, and that is really something that can be a benefit to the business by having you make sure that you help them through that process, and you really should be the one completing these forms. And then finally, I want to just end with make sure that you're performing your own due diligence review. Make sure that you're looking for alignment with the application. Make sure that the expenditures are within the allowable dates of the reimbursement, and this is identified in the grant agreement. And make sure that all the expenses are eligible. For example, if you have a receipt from Home Depot, again, with hundreds of small items on there, and one of them is a Pepsi, that is not an eligible expense. That's not something that we're going to reimburse, and that is going to cause problems and kind of delay the reimbursement process. Another ineligible expense that I have seen from time to time is building permits. Permits are not eligible under this program. And so just kind of make sure that that is not part of the reimbursement. Find something else within their interior renovation project that you can submit. I just want to also take a moment to thank you for serving as a grant administrator, for taking the time to apply for this program. I hope that it was beneficial to you as an organization, to your community, to your downtown district, and of course to the small business that it helps support. Really looking forward to seeing this program continue in coming years, and again, appreciate the time and effort that you took applying and administering the grant. If you need any additional assistance with the disbursement request process, feel free to reach out to me or your CAT specialist for additional information. Thank you and have a great day.